Welcome back to a series so awesome, I can't believe it's free. In today's video, Hassan is playing victim again, crying about being banned on Twitch for 1 day. He's calling Elon Musk a slop tuber for calling him out. Hassan is now claiming that all his incitements to violence were actually high IQ metaphors. He now thinks that everyone calling him out is funded by Israel. His own chatters are calling him a massive hypocrite. Local degenerate and lunatic streamer Destiny is saying he wants to genocide all conservatives, calling them evil. He's saying they should be afraid of being killed in public. He's now being called out on Piers Morgan for making fun of Charlie Kirk's death and mocking his grieving wife. Subscribe or you're stuck in an elevator with Hassan and Destiny. You're cooked. Alexa, give me a synonym for invertebrate. What's that? Jellywig?
Let's up those numbers!
Now let's begin with Hassan playing victim again. This time he's crying about being banned on Twitch in the past. Keep in mind this was a 24-hour ban on his day off, which was basically a holiday. Hassan claims he's been banned on Twitch more than your favorite edgy streamer. So basically a chatter calls him out for glazing the terrorist group Hamas, and he responds.
Also, once again, I've been banned more times than all of your favorite fucking edgy streamers. So that's what's hilarious about this process, where people will be like, you just get slaps on the wrist, bro. I get banned more than your favorite fucking gamers that love using gamer words and shit, okay?
Right, so I think he's talking about Tectone or Asman here. Hassan, you were banned 4 times in the last 6 years, and none of them have lasted longer than a week. You absolute fucking liar. That's the point. None of these bans are actually serious. They are a slap on the wrist just so you can use this pathetic defense. Also, who are you talking to? Not even your brainwashed cult followers are falling for this bullshit. We all know you got Twitch CEO Dan Clancy in your pocket, all the Twitch staff, Omega Hassan Glazers who literally wish you happy birthday. I don't even want him banned anymore. He needs to be arrested for promoting terrorism and inciting violence. Even a permaban is not enough at this point. Tectone responds, Hassan, me calling your lord friend Hijabba the Hutt fat got me banned longer than you've ever been banned on your history of this platform. Shut the frick up, you fraud. If any of your audience fact checked that shit spewing out of your mouth, you wouldn't have a career. And he's attached this image of all the Hassan bans starting from August 2020, and it's literally just 4 bans, 7 days, 23 hours, 1 day. And this guy's crying about that over 6 years. Can you even consider 1 day bans? Not really. I mean, it's usually on his day off. It's like coordinated and shit so he can take his vacation in peace. Anyways, moving on to Elon Musk trying to get Hassan banned and arrested. Elon Musk responds to a tweet saying Hassan is inciting violence, paging Jeff Bezos. Hassan responds, the richest dude on the planet spends most of his time on his social media website fomenting white supremacist hatred, trying to spark race riots while highlighting out of context clip compilations to imply a leftist Twitch streamer should be deplatformed or worse. So dumb. Rich dude spends most of his time on social media, tries to spark a race war, highlights out of context clip to deplatform people. Didn't he just perfectly describe himself? As usual, Hassan, the premium projector worth at least $10,000. So Elon posted this meme. They're all Nazis and they're like in school or college. They're all Nazis on TV. They're all Nazis in like culture, and they're all Nazis and somebody actually takes it in their own hands, right? And you know, this is kind of true. Basically, if you brand the other side as literal Nazis, of course, somebody is going to take it into their own hands. So Hassan responds calling Elon Musk a slop tuber. You can't, bro.
Why hasn't he banned you on Twitter then? I don't even want to test that because he's so petty he would. You know what I mean? He is so petty he would do that. And I still use Twitter as a primary mode of communication, so I don't want him to get any ideas. But yeah, it's the same principle behind like he's like a slop tuber, okay? He's like a fucking slop tuber. On the one hand, what do slop tubers do? Well, they'll be like, Hassan is a terrorist. On the other hand, they'll be like, he has a nice car and he's a socialist. It's like these two things don't make sense. Like, am I a terrorist or am I like a fake socialist? And also, are you a real socialist? Do you see what I mean? These guys love being like, this is a dangerous radical who must be deplatformed. off of Twitch, but he's also literally he's fine to be on the platform, but he's dangerous and should be deplatformed on Twitch.
Okay, what the actual heck did he just say there? Any Hassan fans watching, please decipher what logic he just used there, because I swear to God, that made 0 sense. This guy's brain is actually fried. Right, so when he says slop tubers, he's mostly picturing me in his head. We all know he's watching every episode. He somehow knows exactly everything I say in every video. Yet he's terrified to actually say my name, because then his audience might actually check out the videos and find out that he's a colossal fraud. But yeah, just to clarify, I have never once in the entire series ever called him a terrorist. Not once. I called you someone who supports terrorists, an objectively true fact that I've provided plenty of evidence for. I said that you advocate violence, another objectively true fact. So you see, my world is actually based on actual reality and facts, and this guy just fights against random hypotheticals that he made up in his head. Right, so people are pointing out the obvious. The funny thing about Hassan is that he's 100 times more openly violent, openly hateful, clearly unhinged, and wildly anti-Semitic than Charlie Kirk. But he's on Team Blue, so they put up with it and platform him in the New York Times. And somebody pointed out the landlord's clip. 100% true. Hassan was a million times worse than Charlie, but he's okay because apparently he's on the right side there. He has the approved politics on Twitch, so he faces no consequences. Now people are pointing out the Hezbollah clip. Hassan Piker sitting at a table with an LGBTQ flag with his gay friend as well, says, overall, my favorite flag is Hezbollah. This is progressivism today. A guy in a tank top in the West praising a terror group that executes gay people right in front of a pride flag. Pretty much sums up the hypocrisy. Quick refresher for the new people to the series.
Oh, like overall, what my favorite flag?
Yeah.
Hezbollah. Look it up.
Oh. It's got an AK on it and a fucking hand holding it up. Wow.
Son.
Or
We might have to cut this.
we're behind the paywall. It's fine.
It was in fact not fine. This is the progressive Hassan, by the way. Truly a hypocrite at his core. So Hassan responded, basically coping, saying that none of this is true.
Hold on. Where is it? Breaking. Numerous clips of Hassan Piker calling on his viewers to kill right-wingers are going viral. None of this is true. Incitement to murder, he says. And also, if that was true, I would go to jail, which is, of course, who knows? I mean, maybe the Trump administration will get their hands on this and go, well, this clip out of context is enough for us to take action. Who knows? And if you see it in the wild, you can like correct people if you want. Could you sue for slander? No, dude, it doesn't work that way. Please stop. Yeah. Elon Musk has now on 4 different occasions demanded or reposted like Dan Stalkman, and is now is adding Jeff Bezos to try to get me banned. Not good. Dude, this is not like some low motion shit. Like Elon Musk highlighting this. This has got 91,000 likes, bro. It's got millions, 6.2 million views. It's the classic, my ideological enemies are incapable of engaging in metaphor. That's just never the case. They are unable to engage in metaphor. They will never be able to engage in metaphor. He must mean everything literally, right? That's what they do all the time. And that's precisely what's going on here as well.
Ah, yes, it was a metaphor, guys. You know, when he explicitly said that they should K Rick Scott, yeah, that was a metaphor. You see, when he angrily says the word kill, he doesn't actually mean kill, guys. That's his metaphor, obviously. When he says the phrase murder those motherflippers, it's actually a metaphor for the political and economic state of the world right now, guys. It was out of context, of course. Hassan, when he's on trial, speaking to a judge, it was, Your Honor, it was out of context, of course. Now, what exactly is the context? Well, he'll never tell you that. You have to watch all of his streams till the end of time to figure out the context right there. And the thing is, you can actually tell he's legitimately getting scared because now very powerful people have been alerted to him. And it's not just quote-unquote slop tubers, but he did just call Elon Musk a slop tuber, so I don't know. Also, I love how he said, I would be in jail if this was true, and then immediately says, okay, guys, I might go to jail because of the Trump administration. But I'm still right, guys. Even if I go to jail, this is political terrorism or something. So he actually understands that it's very possible that he could get arrested now. Buddy, you know what? You just keep yapping. You know, please F around some more. Give us some more clips because I can't wait till you find out. So anyways, he continues ulting. Projector VMAX 10,000 here says that people are not interested in the truth.
People don't care. They're not. You can only convince someone who is actually invested in the truth. If they're not invested in the truth, and this is not something that they're interested in at all, they're just like angry and they're looking for a target that they find to be appropriate, you're never going to be able to, like, you might be able to convince your parents who are just like, oh, I heard this guy that you're watching has said a bunch of violent stuff. You can have a conversation with them and be like, that's not the case. Here's why it's out of context. He's speaking metaphorically, blah, blah, blah. But like to the average onlooker online who has already established their worldview, who are just literally not reasoning, who are not listening to reason whatsoever, they're angry. They're looking for a valid target. I happen to be the most visible target that they can launch their endless anger towards.
Yeah, Hassan complaining about being targeted is crazy. Just another reminder, this guy called Ethan's wife Ela a valid military target, called her a baby killer terrorist, who is a valid target. Basically, advocating violence, saying that, it would be right if somebody took her out, right? That's the implication. And now, here he is crying about the fact that he might actually be a target now. Also, this guy talking about the truth, holy shit. This is the guy calling the Charlie Kirk shooter a right-wing conservative MAGA guy, by the way. The guy, living with his trans partner and lover, furry enjoyer, notices bulge ooh-woo guy, who uses anti-fascist terminology, the Bella Ciao song used by Antifa. Literally his own mother, own family, and friends said he's a heavily left-wing radical. He wrote a message saying, I want to protect you, my love, to his trans partner, and he obviously thought Charlie was a transphobe and wanted to take him out. He also said, I had enough of his hatred. Very ironic, by the way. This guy killed the most effective conservative activist in a generation, but no, he's a right-wing conservative. He was a MAGA grifter, actually. He's probably an Asmongold fan, obviously. They're actually trying to push this narrative. It's actually ridiculous. Mr. Nobody is interested in the truth denies reality in front of his fucking face, dude. Hassan, you have never been interested in the truth. You are a disgusting, self-admitted propaganda machine. And it's not just him doing this. Jimmy Kimmel just said the same shit. Every news outlet, ABC, parroting the exact same shit. And it is disgusting. Like, people want to know the truth, not whatever cherry-picked political agenda you have. Right, so then he says he's being harassed as part of a broader plan by Israel to undermine him. This guy's brain is so cooked.
I mean, they have a pretty sophisticated network of harassment that even journalists have written about at this point. Like Bloomberg wrote an article about it. There's only one country's troll operations and troll farms that will take it to that level, and that country is Israel. And I think we all know, I am an op to the state of Israel. So they will use their sophisticated influence peddling operation to elevate Gamergate style harassment campaigns and like.
Of course, it was Israel all along. Brother, first he said that Trump administration is paying slop tubers to criticize him. Slop tubers who happen to be in different countries, by the way, which he conveniently ignores. Then he basically says Israel is funding all his detractors. Buddy, what? Dude, you are so brain rotted. It's actually insane. This one conflict has taken over your entire brain. The copium, man. It's like a narcissist through and through. It's impossible for anyone to dislike me. It must be Israel paying them to call me a terrorist supporter, not people using their own eyes and ears. So then a chatter calls him out for being a hypocrite. Basically, they wanted him to give some explanation for his clips advocating violence, and he says that, I don't need to do that. I already did that, bro.
You can be so obnoxiously hypocritical. You say people don't care about the truth, so they won't listen, but then say you stream on here to change those people's minds just so you don't want to make those videos anymore? No, dumbass. I already have made those videos. My point is, there are always going to be some who just don't want to see it or don't want to hear it. What the f*** wrong with you? How is that obnoxiously hypocritical? I just said I already have done those videos and it doesn't work. Do you find yourself as divisive? Yes, of course I find myself as divisive. Are you kidding me? Dude, there are a decent number of people in this country who believe the most demented shit. Obviously, I'm going to say certain things that they find to be ridiculous.
Yes, Hassan fans are the demented people who believe the unhinged shit. That is the disappointing thing. Again, once again, perfectly describing himself and his fan base. Buddy, you know what? Go to the local Walmart, check yourself in. You would go for at least $15,000. I've never seen a projector of this capacity. Bro, he's been projecting for years. Truly, truly impressive capacity, battery capacity right here. Such clear picture. HD actually. Anyways, moving on to a man who makes Hassan look normal. criminal, Destiny. Reminder, this is the degenerate freak who admits he finds 15-year-olds hot and finds it very hard to not sleep with them.
There are 15-year-old chicks that are like hot as f that will like try to send you pictures to like fuck you at events and shit, and it's like you have to be really careful when you navigate that.
Here he is talking about conservatives. Breaking, Stephen Bonnell, also known as Destiny, calls for conservatives to be killed more often so they will be afraid to attend events or speak out.
Shout out the crime statistics?
Not exactly like...
You need conservatives to be afraid of getting killed when they go to events so that they look to their leadership to turn down the temperature. The issue is right now, they don't feel like there's any fear. Like, I don't know. It's like memes. It's just memes to everybody, I guess. I don't know, bro. I don't know. I don't care. I'm playing video games. Okay, I'm done today. I don't give a fuck. God, it's gonna be so fucking gay if I get killed in the next fucking 2 months of shit I'm doing. Well, the cuck shit out here. Please don't anybody make any actual fucking, the most cucked, weak-ass, fucking bullshit-ass speeches on my side. God, if it happens, holy shit, I'm gonna make a death note before I go out.
Okay, before I address anything, Destiny calling anyone cucked is hilarious. Buddy, you are an actual cuck, Mr. Open Relationship. What are you even talking about? Second off, I love how he just short-circuited there. He realized that, oh shit, I just said something insane. And he just paused like, oh, oopsie. I'm gonna go play games now, guys. You need conservatives to be afraid of getting killed when they go to events. That should be the end of this man on every platform. Think before you sleep responds, is that the guy with illegal material on his computer saying that there should be political assassinations? I'm sure this shocks no one. He did say 914 in the lower right corner. Was this from yesterday? Please someone arrest this PDF file. Destiny clearly wants conservatives dead. He was mocking Charlie Kirk's wife after his death. He refused to condemn the assassination. Complete unhinged lunatic here. He's done it before, in fact. Here he is saying how much he hates conservatives and how political violence is actually okay.
You genuinely do hate conservatives, don't you?
Very much so. Like I've moved full on to like the political violence level or the real violence level when it comes to conservative people. Yeah, I think they need to be like excised from my fucking country. I think they are demonstrably fucking evil people by any moral system that most people would use. And then I just hate them because they tend to destroy the outcomes related to this country, which is what I'm concerned with. Yeah. Absolutely.
Right, so you're not the evil person, it's everybody else. The man who literally admitted he wants political violence is not the evil person. This guy is more demented than Hassan, and that's actually an achievement, man. Anyways, it gets worse. Here he calls for a genocide of conservatives.
I'm ready for the fucking, the great cleansing, dude.
Cleansing?
The cleansing.
What cleansing?
When we genocide conservatives in this country.
Are you gonna be out in the streets with your Glock?
Maybe. I gotta go back to Nebraska and grab it.
Yeah, I wonder what would happen if somebody on the right said that about liberals. They'd probably pull that clip up after they die and say they deserved it because they said that, right? Because they advocated for violence and death. Dude, this is insane how you can say this and get away with it. And I'm sure there's gonna be the lunatic Destiny fans in the comments like, it's all out of context. It's all out of context. He didn't actually think the 15-year-old was hot. It was out of context. The only thing more pathetic than a Hassan fan has got to be a Destiny fan. How do you defend this man? I just do not understand, brother. He could legitimately commit murder in broad daylight and you'd still be like, Destiny, my queen. Get a grip, bro. Holy shit. He's an unhinged lunatic, bro. He's admitting it. Holy.
The entire world would be better off if these people were permanently removed from these platforms. Like, there is no downside and only upside to see people like Candace Owens, Tucker Carlson, Tim Pool never be allowed to publicly broadcast their opinions ever again. It's exclusively bad stuff that happens.
Right. I don't know about those people or what they've said, but if they've said anything like what you've said, Destiny, then yeah, they deserve that too. It's just hilarious this guy is talking. Buddy, you are a psychopath. You want all conservatives dead. You'll laugh at people getting murdered and assassinated, and you make jokes about kids dying. You mock grieving widows. You also have plenty of documented PDF file behavior. You need to be locked up ASAP. Moving on to Destiny getting called out on Piers Morgan. He's having an absolute meltdown.
Death, when Erica Kirk posted Charlie's coffin, you responded, she tagged him, brackets, crying face emojis. In response to Alina Haber's tweet ordering people to fly their flags at half-mast in memory of Charlie, you posted on X buying flags and poles just to fly them fully erect. And you then posted yesterday ending every conservative debate call out I do in 2026 with don't dodge, bro. That's not what Charlie would have wanted. I mean, do you think that your response to the cold-blooded murder of Charlie Kirk has been appropriate?
Yes. I think that the only way this country moves forward into a better world is when conservatives can finally realize that they need to turn the temperature down on their side. If you wanted Charlie Kirk to be alive, Donald Trump shouldn't have been president for the second term.
What is wrong with you? Okay, so the mask is fully off then. He just admitted that it's okay to assassinate conservative figures because Trump is president and he just hates him so much? Dude, what is wrong with you? Like, I don't like Trump. I think he's a degenerate. He's defending PDF files with the whole list situation. But I don't want people I disagree with killed because I have basic morality. If you can't condemn murder in general, you have lost your soul. You have lost any argument you want to have with anyone, and you just become a dangerous sociopath who lacks any semblance of human emotion. So then Destiny calls the shooter a conservative MAGA guy. This is the intelligent debater who speaks on facts, by the way. Can't even admit reality in his front of his fucking face.
Who shot Charlie Kirk?
A guy from Utah who was raised in a Christian family, who was a 22-year-old
guy
white
described
dude. He wasn't trans. He didn't have a
Destiny.
trans girlfriend. He didn't have any trans influences. He didn't have any trans bullets. Yeah, I'm sorry. You guys were wrong on all of that.
Destiny, do you actually live in fantasy land? It is 100% confirmed by the FBI, by his family, by all available reporting, his group chats, everything. I'm hoping this was recorded beforehand, but maybe not. I'm sure he'll deny it even after, because Hassan and all these mainstream outlets, they see the evidence in front of them and they purposely deny it because they want to push a certain agenda, and it's so disgusting. Just tell us the facts. I don't care if it looks bad on your group or whatever the hell it is. Tell me what actually happened. People are interested in the truth. The mental gymnastics you have to do to convince people that this guy was a conservative, hardcore Trump fan, and he decided to kill the guy recruiting the most amount of people to the conservative movement. Like, not even the craziest fucking psycho will believe that, but apparently everybody is. They're like just closing their eyes and going with this narrative. It's crazy. And I have no stake in this. I'm not American. I don't give a fuck about politics. I call out both sides. This is just blatantly bullshit. You guys are so ideologically captured and so radically extreme. You have no interest in the truth. You just want to push your radical ass agenda. It's crazy. Play the clip. Oh my God.
Robinson's mother explained that over the last year or so, Robinson had become more political and had started to lean more to the left, becoming more pro-gay and trans rights oriented. She stated that Robinson began to date his roommate, a biological male who was transitioning genders. This resulted in several discussions with family members, but especially between Robinson and his father, who have very different political views. In one conversation before the shooting, Robinson mentioned that Charlie Kirk would be holding an event at UVU, which Robinson said was a stupid venue for the event. Robinson accused Kirk of spreading hate. When asked why he did it, Robinson explained there is too much evil and the guy, referring to Charlie Kirk, spreads too much hate.
He spreads hate, literally shoots the guy. All right, buddy. The worst part is that Hassan and Destiny's audience all agree unanimously. Like, the shooter is a right-wing MAGA conservative guy. Like, you have to have the most fucking brainworms, dude. Including every mainstream media and late-night show host, except obviously a few, right? The gaslighting going on is so crazy. I have never ever seen anything like it. It's like they don't want to see the truth. It's crazy. So anyways, Piers Morgan points out the obvious and the actual facts of the case.
To be clear, the governor of Utah, Spencer Cox, has made it clear that their investigation has now established that he had been radicalized by a leftist ideology, which drove him to do this. That's just
I'm sorry, excuse me, when?
Yesterday, he said that.
No. When was he radicalized? In the 6 months that he did remote college?
I don't know when he was radicalized, but I do know.
What you just said
I do
is not
know
true.
the very reasonable sounding governor of Utah has made it clear that the
he hasn't made it
you may
clear.
not want
He
to
said
hear
this
this.
is an ongoing investigation.
You may not want to hear it,
it,
Destiny. But the reality is, the investigators, according to the governor of Utah, have established that he was radicalized to a leftist ideology that drove him to murder Charlie Kirk. Now, let me just ask you.
That's just not true.
Let me just
There's
ask
no
you.
way to deal with it.
Okay,
You're living in a
accusing the
delusional
governor
fantasy.
of lying.
Yeah.
That's your prerogative. But
sure.
If it turns out to have been somebody with a leftist ideology who wanted to shut up Charlie Kirk, would you condemn that?
I won't condemn anything until the president of the United States can go on air and say, all of us need to calm down.
Destiny, I have a question for you. Why do you think in your campaign for everyone to dial down the temperature, why do you think that mocking the grieving widow of Charlie Kirk when she posts an image of her at the coffin side, why do you think that constitutes turning down the temperature?
You can't turn down the temperature on your own. The president of the United States is
inflame
not
the temperature.
able
You're
to
mocking
no,
his
it's
widow.
already inflamed.
You're
What are you
mocking his
talking
widow.
about? We've had multiple political assassinations over the past year. What do you mean it's turning up the temperature?
Why did you
to
mock his widow?
Online because
Why did you mock his widow?
Because she's being used as a political weapon right now
Wow.
for conservatives to continue their fight. What do you mean, wow? She's literally doing
Her husband
recruitment
just got
ads
murdered.
on email. Yeah, and she's using it to drive up recruitment for
And
a
you
political
can't even
movement.
condemn the murder. Why can't you condemn the murder of Charlie Kirk?
Because it wasn't my side that caused it. It should
Yes,
be the
it
one
was.
that is driving up
It
the
actually
rhetoric.
was
You
your
don't know
side
it's
that
not even
caused
true.
it.
This
It was
an
your
18
side.
This guy was raised in a white
He
Christian
was a
household,
radicalized
in a Christian
leftist
state.
ideology.
He wasn't radicalized by leftism at all. You have no proof of that whatsoever.
That's what
Just
the
like one that killed
investigators are
Melissa.
saying.
Destiny strategy. No, it's not true, guys. It's not true. This is the facts guy, the master debater. This was one of the biggest voices on the radical left alongside Hassan. Actually embarrassing. Dude, even with absolutely zero evidence, use your fucking brain. Why would a MAGA fan kill the #1 MAGA fan? Also, Destiny has memory loss here. He was raised in a conservative household and turned out to become whatever radical fuck he is now, who wants to kill all conservatives or whatever. So yeah, he is literally the example of how your family could be one thing and you could be something entirely different. Listen, I don't care if you're conservative or liberal or whatever fucking label you choose. I care about the truth. And when I see people on any side blatantly deny reality and cover for people, it pisses me the heck off. It's the same reason I called out Trump, and it's the same reason I'm gonna call out Hassan and Destiny. Right, so this other guy calls Destiny a cancer.
All right, Jack
Piers,
Posobiec.
you have a great example here of the type of cancer I'm talking about, where when you present direct information, they refuse, they obfuscate, they refute, they say it's not true, they lie. You could see from the bullet casings, you could see from postings, you could see from everything out there that it's very clear what happened here. This is the same people who supported President Trump almost getting assassinated twice last year, Cory Carpentore being assassinated
By
last year
conservatives.
in a situation. Again, see, just lies. That's all they do. They talk over. They don't even let you give a chance to speak. And something needs to be done, Piers. Something absolutely needs to be done. This ideology should be shamed, humiliated, driven from the public discourse. I mean, you've got people who have completely dissociated with humanity because all they care about are clicks and YouTube streams and likes.
Simply condemn the murder of Charlie Kirk. And if you cannot stop yourself from mocking his grieving widow, you are sick, as I've just seen from Destiny. It's a sick
thing is
mindset.
weaponizing a widow's grief to try to do recruitment for your political party. That's probably one of the most disgusting things I've ever seen. She's showing up in emails for recruitment drives for TPUSA.
Destiny? What did you think the assassination of a political figure would do? What did you think the outcome was going to be? Take it easy on the Adderall, and let me answer the question that Piers asked me.
You must have been really bullied today, I
my
guess.
behavior,
Let Anna speak, please.
My behavior is not reliant on how anyone else behaves. Every morning I wake up and I make decisions about how I choose to react or respond to things. I don't wake up in the morning, check what Donald Trump has to say, and then base my own personal behavior on his behavior.
Andrew.
Destiny told his co-host, when asked point blank if he wanted the bullet to kill Trump, that the worst thing that could have happened was the bullet missing. He said this to Pisco. I watched it, okay? This guy's an obfuscation machine. And if you know what else, Destiny, why should we believe you? I think you are glad Kirk is dead. And all of your tweets seem to prove that. And you would have been happy if Trump was assassinated. You've made that very clear. So why not just be truthful for once in your fucking life and say the truth, that you don't care that Kirk is dead, and you're actually probably glad he is. Isn't that really what's true?
I don't want anybody in this country to die to political violence.
That is the biggest cap I've ever heard, bro. Bro wants to genocide conservatives. Of course he wants people to be shot. How is this guy not in jail? Honestly, this guy and Hassan need to share a cell ASAP. And if you're a liberal watching this and instantly want to defend Hassan or Destiny because he's on your side, these two people have done more damage to the left than any right-winger on earth. Literally, a neutral person watching Hassan and Destiny will immediately radicalize to the right because you immediately want the opposite of whatever this brain rot is. Right, so then Piers talks about having humanity, and then he talks about the Oxford University being completely diluted now.
Israel-Hamas war. The reason I asked everybody on the pro-Palestinian side for months after the war started, do you condemn what Hamas did, is I think it was very enlightening as to the humanity of the person by how they responded. If their immediate response was, of course I do, the mass murder of civilians on October the 7th was a horrendous atrocity, then we can move on to an intellectually honest debate. If they refuse to condemn what Hamas did, it's a completely different debate. And similarly, right now, I feel if you can't condemn a lot of what the IDF are doing, frankly, it's my opinion, in Gaza, then the same thing. If you're unequivocally like, it's all fine with 20,000 plus kids being killed, then I've got a problem with that too. But I do think you've got to try and maintain in all of these debates a modicum of humanity about people who are actually being killed. And what is terrifying about the mindset of a lot of people on the woke left have seen since Charlie Kirk's death is the brazen glee that they're taking to his murder.
I have all sorts of disagreements with the right. That doesn't mean I'm going to dehumanize them and cheer on the slaughter of my fellow Americans because we have disagreements on politics. You wake up every morning and you decide your behavior is going to hinge on Trump.
Tell me more about the dancing
Israelis
and building
God, have a little bit of
how
humanity.
the Jews all knew about 9/11
You're a
and they all
sociopath.
want us to go to war in the Middle East.
You're a sociopath.
President-elect of the Oxford Union, probably the most premier debating society in the world. I've done it several times myself. George Aberonye reportedly posted he did post several comments in a WhatsApp group appearing to celebrate the murder of Charlie Kirk. One said, Charlie Kirk got shot. Let's fucking go. Another one was, I think, LOL. This guy is going to be the president of the Oxford Union Debating Society, and yet he is celebrating the murder of somebody he literally debated himself in the Oxford Union in May. I found that terrifying. I mean, he shouldn't still be in the job, because how can you possibly be the head of a debating society when you think the way to debate with people is murder them if they don't agree with you? But again, the gleeful celebration. This is supposedly one of the brightest students in Britain. You know, president of the new Oxford.
Well, I mean,
Dude, colleges and universities in the West have fallen so far. This is Oxford? Are you kidding me? So even the UK is cooked, it seems. The top debate student is cheering on the death of someone he disagrees with. Like, what are they actually teaching in these schools? Dude, I remember just years ago, I wanted to go to all these prestigious universities, and thank God I did not, because I would probably be a brainwashed fucking lunatic. Instead, I chose to pursue the truth on my own here, you know, find out what aligns with my own personal morality and stuff, and not get brainwashed by these terminally online rejects. But yeah, just a warning, be very careful where you send your kids, guys. You don't want like these lunatics brainwashing them, right? And be careful what they're watching online as well, because they might eventually convince them that murder is okay. So then Elon responds to Destiny. Elon Musk hints at Destiny facing legal consequences, possibly prison. I don't think this jackass should be banned, but Amazon should stop paying him to incite murder. That's insane. Separately, incitement to murder and domestic terrorism is a felony crime. For that, he should go to prison. He can resume streaming when he has served his term. Let him say what he wants, but then also pay the price under the law. All Twitch and Amazon and Kick and YouTube have to do is demonetize Destiny and Hassan and the froggins of the world, and you would see who is sincere in their politics and who is frothing up violence just for money. Elon with the target. Now click this video or you wake up as Destiny's son. Ay, 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 ay. All right, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.